After over a year, the straw market has finally reopened. The Minister of Health on a fourth wave of COVID-19, and the Bahamas Power and Light has a new chairman. Good evening, everyone. I'm Tyler Simonet with your JCN News for this Monday, November 22nd. Over 300-plus straw vendors officially returned to work on Monday morning at the downtown straw market after more than 20 months of forced closure due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Works Minister Alfred Sears, Parliamentary Secretary for Public Works Bacchus Roll, and other officials of the Straw Market Authority toured the facility that has been brought up to standard with COVID-19 health protocols that will ensure the safety of the vendors and their customers, including weekly antigen testing for vendors.
We began the process to open the market late or early this year, and of course we continued the process over the past three weeks. We are very happy that the market is open today. It gives us great pleasure to ensure that over 300 self-employed individuals are able to return to work after 20 months without an income.
Managing Director of the Straw Market, Elaine Sims, in providing details on the health protocols recommended by the officials for reopening the market, noted that the recommendations coming down from the Ministry of Health relates to social distancing model for vendors to be divided into two groups and that they will work staggered workdays.
Started with the extermination of all of our markets. We've now had all of the markets deep cleaned and sanitized by the Department of Environmental Health Services. We were required to install hand sanitizer dispensers throughout the markets. We have completed all of those. We have on hand now, if you see, we have the hand washing station, which was also a recommendation. We also have the temperature check facilities that would be required as persons enter the market.
The budget for the market is around $1.2 million, and according to Minister Sears, current vendor rental income is just under $600,000. Meantime, since the onset of the pandemic, there has been a moratorium on vendors paying dues.
Driver's license, where if it's not paid or not active for a year, you have to pay the previous years. There has been a moratorium because the government recognizes that if your business is closed and you have to have, this is what we call not just a grace period, but a moratorium on the payment.
The market was toured by Works Minister and other officials. A fourth wave of COVID-19 could hit the Bahamas in the short term. This much coming from Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville. On the sidelines of a handover ceremony, Dr. Darville indicated that although the country's positive cases are at an all-time low, his ministry is still preparing for the worst.
I've always said, in the time of peace, you must prepare for war. We're looking at what's going on around the world, and when you look at what's going around the world, you see that COVID is raging in other countries. Some of the countries, we have tourists come from those countries to the Bahamas, and we are putting protocols in place to protect our borders for testing, as well as ensuring individuals who do come in are vaccinated, particularly in the cruise ship industry. But while that's happening, the possibility of a fourth wave coming to the Bahamas is a real phenomenon. I don't want to give a time, but I believe more so in the short term than the long term.
Minister Darville says that this present window of opportunity healthcare officials have is being used for healthcare workers and all facilities across the country to prepare for that possibility. One of those preparations is to continue to encourage the population to be vaccinated. Now, the Public Hospital Authority recently released a study of October 2021 COVID-19 hospital admissions, where 167 out of 181 hospital admissions were unvaccinated individuals. Additionally, total deaths for October were at 49, with 45 of them also being unvaccinated. Dr. Darville makes this plea to those who still haven't gotten the jab.
Well, for those who are unvaccinated in our country, the medical analysis of hospitalization and deaths are clear. The majority of individuals who end up in hospital are unvaccinated. The majority of individuals who die as a result of COVID-19 are unvaccinated. So with that information available to every Bahamian in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, as a healthcare professional, I advise them to get vaccinated as soon as possible.
As of November 6, 2021, a total of 136,238 people are fully vaccinated in the Bahamas. The Ministry of Health and Wellness confirming a relatively low number of new COVID-19 infections in the Bahamas over the weekend. Health officials confirmed 3 cases on Friday, another 3 on Saturday, and 4 cases on Sunday, for a total of 10 new COVID cases. 9 cases confirmed here in the capital, 2 with a history of travel, and 1 case with location pending. Total number of confirmed cases now at 22,665, and of that figure, 229 are active. Hospitalizations have decreased. Just 18 people are in hospital with the virus. 13 of them are moderately ill, while 5 fight the virus in intensive care. The good news, no deaths were reported over the weekend. The death toll remains at 671. However, 68 deaths remain under investigation. 137 people have died with the virus, but not because of it. Just 4 people were reported recovered on Friday. Exuma Chamber of Commerce President and businessman Pedro Roll has been formally named as chairman of Bahamas Power and Light. He will head an 8-member team. Works and Utilities Minister Alfred Sears formally introduced the board to members of the press this afternoon, flanked by members of the new and outgoing board for the transfer of powers. Minister Sears says this occasion is an expression of the democratic process, and this democratic process is with maturity and with respect, while adding this.
The government made a bold declaration, and that is to put renewable energy as an indispensable part of the power generation for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. In fact, the government committed itself to achieve 30% of the power generation as comprising renewable by 2030. By anyone who knows about power generation, that is a very, very ambitious target.
The new chairman noting that his team is ready to accept the challenges that lies ahead, while acknowledging that they may not be simple or easy, but rather necessary challenges.
To ensure that we offer sustainable, and from the Family Island, this is critical for me, that power deliverance must not be just centered, it must be a national issue. How we do it, what ways we come about in doing it is going to be critical for this board in particular. And so we accept the challenge that's before us. But we are aware too that delivering efficiently and economically and clean energy to the Bahamas is more than just something we talk about. In order to make this happen, the greatest asset that we have at BPL would be the men and women who are instrumental in delivering the power.
Daniel Ferguson has been named to serve as deputy chairman. Remaining members include Anthony Farrington, Derek Simmons, Errol Davis, Renika Knowles, Michelle Sims, and Nadia Storr. 2 men are dead this afternoon following 2 separate homicides, one here in New Providence and the other in the nation's second city, Grand Bahama. Those killings started a busy week for criminal investigators. The latest killing here in the capital on Sunday night. According to Police Press Liaison Officer Assistant Superintendent of Police Audley Peters, it unfolded sometime after 8 p.m. on Murray Street, Sunshine Park. Police responded to a report received of gunshots in the community. Officers responded, and on their arrival, they were directed to the western side of a residence where they found the unresponsive body of a male lying on the ground. Emergency medical services were called to the scene, and following their examination of the male, pronounced him lifeless. ASP Peters says police are following significant leads in the matter and are appealing to members of the community who may have any information in regards to this incident to contact police at 502-9991 or 2. Meantime, 5 suspects are in police custody, assisting police with their investigation into the stabbing death of an 18-year-old male resident of Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock, Grand Bahama. The teen was stabbed during an altercation at a business establishment in Jonestown. Reports coming from Grand Bahama indicate that shortly after midnight, police received a report that a male was stabbed. Further inquiries revealed that a group of persons at the business establishment were involved in an altercation when the victim was stabbed to the upper body. He was taken to the Rand Memorial Hospital by a private vehicle and was seen by doctors, but later succumbed to his injuries. Investigations continue into these incidents. You're watching JCN News. Stay with us.